In this video, I'm going to show you how to use LingQ effectively. Effectively, and more importantly, efficiently. Yeah, time efficiency is really important. LingQ is effective, but not efficient. If you use it the way Steve Kaufman wants you to use it. The people from the Church of Input, um, yeah, they'll rely on input only. You want to breed insane amounts of uh, text and watch insane amounts of videos in the language, and eventually you'll understand. And eventually, way later, you'll be able to speak a little bit and so on and so forth. But that's very inefficient because if you want to be able to speak, you need to focus on your speaking. And if you want to stop making so many mistakes, you need to focus on correcting mistakes. And if you want to, I mean, grammar mistakes or vocabulary mistakes. And if you want to improve your pronunciation, you will need to work on your pronunciation, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you how to use it effectively and efficiently, yeah, to get results faster, to save time, and then enjoy the results of your hard work for longer. Yeah, you've got limited time in this planet, and if you become fluent in Spanish or German in this case in 3 months instead of in 3 years or 5 years, that's 3 or 5 extra years that you get to enjoy being fluent in the language. Yeah, opportunities, personal, professional, etc. So it's worth learning faster. All that nonsense about language learning is a marathon. You should enjoy the process. Blah blah blah. No, nobody acquires skills to enjoy the process. Nobody good, at least. Yeah, maybe the middle-aged guy who joins jujitsu to you know think to start believing the martial artists now or whatever. Yeah, they feel good while showing up and they enjoy the process. But someone who wants to Gordon Ryan is not there to enjoy the process. Yeah, uh, they're there to win. They're there to become the best version of themselves, and that's yeah. I'm switching to German now. That's the attitude you should have. Yeah, you should focus on improving as much as you can, because if you improve faster, you'll get better. Yeah, than people who improve slower. You'll acquire more skills. You'll be more successful in every area of your life, etc. So, being fast with skill acquisition, be it language learning or sports, public speaking, whatever, coding, the faster you learn, the better you'll become long term. Yeah. So you need to make as much progress as you can every single day. Okay. That with that out of the way, let's talk about how to improve fast using LingQ. Instead of going through the mini stories, which I've done a lot, honestly, and now on hindsight, I can see that it's not a complete waste of time. It works. Mini stories are effective but not efficient. 60 of them. There's like 4 hours of audio in total. You learn all the basics of grammar, a lot of vocabulary, a lot of useless vocabulary as well, but a lot of very basic vocabulary. But you need to spend many hours reading them and then listening to them. And even by the time you've finished learning the mini stories well, you won't know that much in terms of vocabulary. Your knowledge of grammar will be decent, but not your vocab. So we need to acquire a lot of words fast. How do we do this? Well, with frequency lists, lots of lists like verbs, nouns, etc. I always start with verbs. Uh, Grammar lists. I use lists of grammar. So list of sentences that contain all the grammar in the language, from the most basic stuff to the most advanced. And I learned lots and lots of sentences so that without studying grammar, I learn everything in context. But 5 minutes of audio, a couple hundred sentences in total, are enough to learn all the grammar, more or less. Yeah, at least to have a good idea of how it works. So we focus, specifically on grammar with that. And then what we should do, well, this is not that, but you could do the same thing with that. Um, the process is the same. These are the 2,000 most common verbs in German. I start with the verbs, and then I jump to all the basic 10,000 most common words in general. But the process is always the same. You need a list: werden, einen, verfahren, haben, können. Wir können morgen ins Kino gehen. You have word, example sentence, word, example sentence, word, example sentence. And I usually use this. I use this in a variety of ways. I create audio files and I binge listen to the list, and it's not pleasant to listen to, but it's effective. I just listen to it while working out to make my already hard workouts even more unpleasant. But it's kind of masochistic in a way, because it's very hard, but it feels great afterwards because it's super productive. Yeah, binge listen to it. Link's good for that. You can just paste text here, come here, download audio, and voila, you get an audio file. You can use it to learn
werden,
the words, where you click on the word, you don't know what it means. Okay, will, become, yeah, can learn the sentence. This part, I recommend doing it on an Excel sheet with an English translation of the word and the sentence next to it. So 2 columns. It's much more practical that way. But this is good for audio. It's also good to test your comprehension. You can read and see if you understand it or not. Yeah. So you can, when you're reviewing. So the first time you should visualize and associate the vocabulary. But after doing that, you should read, review it, review the list. It's not fun, but it works. This is much more targeted. Yeah, you're learning long lists of verbs instead of just random text. Deliberate, targeted learning will always be much more efficient. And that's what you do. Again, for this, I would use flashcards instead, translating from English into German, so that you learn to use retrieval practice to learn to think in German. Then you say the sentence and you get feedback and you correct your mistakes. Link doesn't give you that, and retrieval practice is extremely important. With retrieval practice, actively saying the sentences, you can do that. You can read, but it's obviously if you translate into the language, it's going to be more effective. And immediate feedback, so you correcting all your mistakes. You can't do that with Link. You can use it for reviewing, not for retrieval practice. However, you can use it for pronunciation. You can also create flashcards with the words you didn't know and you clicked on. I don't recommend doing that. I just recommend creating flashcards of the whole list in both directions, so that you learn to recognize them first. So you get German, then into English, then English into German. So you learn to recognize the German and you learn to translate the English into German. So you learn to think in German, and then you get immediate feedback to correct your mistakes with the flashcards, not the vocab from here. Yeah. But what's good for is pronunciation. You can do listening and repeating with this.
wird ein erfolgreicher Ingenieur werden.
Wird ein erfolgreicher Ingenieur werden.
Wird ein erfolgreicher Ingenieur werden.
Wird ein erfolgreicher Ingenieur werden. Okay, this one doesn't work.
Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren.
Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren.
Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren.
Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren. It's not the most natural sounding audio. Yeah, sounds kind of weird.
Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren.
Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren.
Und bin in die falsche Richtung gefahren.
Und bin in die falsche Richtung gefahren. Ich habe mich auf der Autobahn verfahren und bin ich in der falsche Richtung gefahren. Sounds weird. Honestly, TTS maker or something similar is better, sounds better. But again, Link can be useful for this as well. But for the most part, it's good for this, yeah, for creating audio files and reviewing. One more thing that's good for, if the language has a different writing system, is to learn the writing system, because you can look at the words, you can try to guess what it means, and then click and hear the pronunciation. So you're like, okay, I got it right, I got it wrong. You learn the writing system. You could do that with Arabic, with Cyrillic, uh, with whatever Korean. Yeah, it's good for that as well. So in general, what I recommend is use it use it to upload your own content. Language islands, this is good for that. If you upload your language islands, you can listen and repeat your own sentences and create audio files to binge listen to your language islands. But in general, things like all that stuff for beginners, all that mini stories, all that. I used to do it. It's not efficient. It works, but it's not efficient. If you want to improve faster, do something else. What I do recommend it for is if you are already at a decent level and you, uh, let's say, watching documentaries or something, and your level's already very high and you want to learn extra vocab, you could use it to import them, and then you get the text here and you learn the, like, you read the text first, maybe if you want to learn the vocab. But again, there are better ways of doing it. So Link in general is is a very good tool if used right, but also, yeah, it's not perfect. There are always better solutions for every problem you'll encounter in language learning, whatever problem you're trying to solve. A language is a system composed of different parts. Each one has two or three, or one or two sometimes, activities or solutions. Yeah, the two or three, one, two, three activities to solve that specific problem, be it pronunciation, be it vocabulary, etc. Links pretty decent at everything, but not the best solution for anything. But still, it's way better than a lot of the nonsense that's out there. Anyway, I hope you found it useful. See you later.